All right. Hey everybody. So time of recording this. So a little bit of a different. Normally we do a little recap the Adler, and it's just me talking for a little bit. And sometimes Nathan takes a crazy still shot of me that gets used and gets promoted here or there. We decided to do something special for these nights in Germany, days over here. And we're like, oh yeah, recap the Adler Europa. We do not have enough subscribers on our YouTube yet to go live from YouTube. So if you haven't yet, please click on that like and subscribe on Hey Eintracht Frankfurt podcast. YouTube, yeah, there'll be some cool stuff. So we can do this live rather than the sake of recording. I'm not alone today in these recaps. A little bit of flip roles because normally the gentleman hosts when he's in a usual Hey Eintracht Frankfurt. My buddy Chris Monroe from the middle of Michigan, literally the middle. Like Midland says it's the middle, but I think Grand Ledge is more middle than Midland. So
we're like South Central. We'll go with South Central.
Ooh, South Central Michigan, nice. Fire up chips, by the way, to the actual Central. Anyway, and Garret here at work in Detroit. Football for today, the Eintracht Frankfurt started their Europa League 2024-2025 campaign. Bestia and Blanca, or as Nate called them, the Hanes. I call them Yup in the white kits or ice cream kits. Couple of changes caught Chris off guard completely because a couple times he thought in the first half that there were people that weren't actually people on there because Chris is busy as shit with work. So that's the reasoning on there.
So Nathan comes in yesterday and he's like, hey, Grawl is starting in Europe. Well, I went back and checked. He didn't say he's starting. He just said Grawl's in for Europe, like on the roster. But, I wasn't paying attention. I thought he was starting.
Right. Yeah.
And we'll talk about why maybe he should have.
Mostly started lineup. Couple changes from what we took over in the weekend. Niels and Cuckoo back in the lineup. Robin Koch was out to injury. Chutza gets the armband. Hugo Matanovic up top of Hugo Ekatike, which meant Omar Marmush pushed to the left side of the attack. And it was, for the most part, a first half that was very, very interesting. It was kind of the opposite of what our Detroit Tigers Tampa Bay Rays game here locally, because we thought whereas Tigers started off rough and got into the game slowly but surely, Eintracht came out going, but unfortunately weren't able to convert a whole lot of chances. Hugo Ekatike makes it 1-0. Great little movement, great ball from Rasmus Christensen.
Viktoria Plzeň
pulled one back incredibly quickly through Solch. I forget how that last name was pronounced, but you give a guy who's been banging goals for that side in their Czech league space to convert, he's going to do that. How frustrated were you at first half when it was 1-1, Chris?
Frankly, I tuned in 20 minutes in. I missed the Matanovic stuff early on. I love the first goal. I wasn't disappointed by actually the first two goals against, but that first one specifically, like, I don't know. I mean, Santos, he had a good beat on the ball and went as far as he could, but the shooter put it in the perfect spot. So I'm not upset about the first goal. It's all bigger picture stuff right now that worries me. But I mean, I think we came out aggressive and Matanovic had chances that maybe we should have gotten a better look at, but overall, I think the first half was a confident feeling. Even just 1-1 going into the half, there was no worries because it felt like we were the better side.
And then the second half, Dino Vembe comes on shortly after coming on as a sub. Ekatike feeds. I laugh at our buddy fencing guy, the reference of using what he's referred to Ekatike as tall stick figure with another majestic. That's all I'm going to say on that. Feeds Dina Bembe in stride, makes it 2-1. Shortly afterwards, Eintracht Frankfurt makes it 3-1. Getting gritty like our Detroit Tigers, fighting in the box. Rasmus Christensen makes it 3-1. And you and I and many others were in an uproar, like, what a fucking day. This is amazing. Yes, yeah, all that. And then final 5, 6, 7 minutes of that match happened. The Lanish Diva was like, remember what our nickname is? Surprise, motherfuckers. We're back again. Here's why. 86 minute. And we're like, okay, this is going to be really, really gritty. And then 91st to 92nd minute, ball goes up into the box. We're like scrambling. We're flustered. We're running like a deer with no headlights. The entire team. Koa Santos stops for a minute, goes to try to run out to the ball to punch it out. The problem is he's got two people. He's got a Tuta blocking his path, and he also has Dina and Bembe behind Tuta falling, blocking Koa Santos from that, leaving whoever it was from Slavia Praha in a wide open goal to put in the equalizer on nearly the last play of the game. So it was supposed to be a momentous first European night of the 2024-2025 campaign. Leaves a 3-3 draw.
Well, let's go back to the second Pilsen goal first. And then I want to go back and take a look at our goals
I've been saying, and you realize how flustered I am? I've been referring to him as Slavia Praha, not even Viktoria.
Yeah, no, I got what you meant. I mean, but here's the thing. That second goal from Pilsen, like that, well, it was a phenomenal finish by the shooter, whoever he is. The opportunity was there to put a body on him, and the ball was in the air. Everybody stood still. Tata was out of position. I wouldn't say he was out of position. He was caught looking upfield. I don't even know the guys in the middle what they were up to, but I mean, I ran it back during the replay. The ball was in the air over 2 seconds, and nobody marked him. So that's concern number one to me, that we're not playing to protect a lead. We're just out there going through the motions. And then on the third one, yes, Santos probably shouldn't have taken that beat on the ball, but Tuta's got to be tougher. I mean, you're inside your own box. As far as physical play goes, the defender is always going to get the benefit of the doubt when there's rough stuff going on in the box. And the fact that Tuta got out muscled, and then the ball ended up on the foot of a Viktoria Pilsen player because he got out muscled and Santos ended up on the ground. Like, we got to be fucking stronger in our own box. There is no excuse to you're up 2 goals and you're getting pushed around inside your own bus. Like, we were making jokes on Discord about parking the bus and stuff. I would argue the bus wasn't even parked. We quit driving. Like, the bus stopped. The bus stopped and everyone got off. We never even made it to a parking spot. We just kind of abandoned the fucking bus. And
how fast in speed did the bus need to stay before it went off?
Let me put it like this. The wheels on the bus go round and round. What we just saw was the wheels on the bus fall the fuck off. And that bothers me because we had such control over the match. I mean, 68% possession. We more than doubled them up on passes. Our passing accuracy until the last 15 minutes was over 90%. So, like, at what point, it's not, thankfully, this is the new Europa League where a meltdown like this doesn't mess you up in the group stage because there's more matches and it's a combined table. But this kind of performance would have sunk us in previous versions where we'd have to make up points. For me, it's just, I mean, it's a complete meltdown. I don't put this one on Dino at all. I thought he rolled out everything.
Put on the guys on the field. Put on the guys.
100%. Yep. The substitutions made sense. Bimbe's goal was outstanding. Phenomenal pass, phenomenal finish. Like, everything worked the way it's supposed to, except closing things out. And that's where, we love the aggressive, gritty energy of this young group. But when it comes to closing time, you have to be able to shut the door. And we did not do that. They'll learn from this. I'm not worried about this being a spiral effect. They will certainly learn from this, but man, it hurts. It hurts bad.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. Like, and that's kind of like for any Viktoria Pilsen folks that come out there, be like, "Yo, why are you getting the club name, dude? I'm just flustered." I just experienced the high of our baseball team coming from 3-0 down in a playoff race to win, only for my German club, which I had on at the same time as the baseball game, decide to shit the bed in the final 7 minutes of their first Europa League game. So,
by the way, the way that baseball and soccer lined up with the Tigers winning and then that Ekitike goal within like 90 seconds after, that was absolutely brilliant. This is the craziness of being a sports fan. Like that was the teams I follow are always all shit. And for us to feel two highs in two different sports in two different competitions in a matter of moments and then go to the lowest of lows like 60 minutes later, man.
Not even 60, maybe like 30 to 35, especially when you look at it making 3-1 in the Frankfurt Plzeň. So yeah, it's one of those things. I'm looking at this right now. Double subs in the 71st minute. Larson on for Dahoud, who I thought Dahoud played well. Bahoya on for Ekitike. And then the 85th minute, Collins in for Christensen. So my question that I'll ask to you is, with some of those guys that came on late, do you think it was just the moment was too big for them? In this particular one.
Maybe in this particular moment. I have confidence in Larson going forward. Bahoya is kind of a question mark for me. That's the biggest question mark in my mind, because this group goes as far as Ekitike goes. And when they take him off, we're just holding on for dear life. And I've wanted to see more of Bahoya, but taking off the best player, the straw that stirs the drink, it felt like taking the carbonation out of a Coke. I mean, there's nothing left than like a stale taste. It just, for me, in that
especially when you took Matanovic off earlier for Chaibi, because Matanovic at least is even if he wasn't bagging goals, his size, you can use his size physically as a striker to throw games off. I get it's at that point you got to choose between Marmoush and Ekitike. I would have chosen Ekitike.
God, they just showed the replay again. You know, at 3-1, you're not worried about offense. You don't need to put the ball down in the box, but you need people that are confident and strong in possession and make the right play with the ball. And Ekitike is phenomenal one-on-one with the ball. He has the ability to create space, and he knows how to use his body the right way. Watching Bahoya try to move the ball down the pitch on his own, he doesn't have the creativity or the one-on-one ball skills to make that happen.
Nor the confidence.
Or the confidence or experience for that matter. And Ekitike, for as young as he is, he knows how to create in whatever situation you need him to do it in. And just watching that replay again of the second Pilsen goal, again, I'm not putting it entirely on Santos because he was one-on-one with a shooter there off a volley, but he got enough at hand on that. I feel like Kevin Trapp stops that ball.
I think he was late. And again, this is one of those moments where for him being so young, how do you learn? It's timing. It's being ready to move when you see something. And I think quarter second late, that's why it's in the net. And it's all about coordination, hand-eye, reflex, whatever it all is. It's just guys didn't have it at the end. I think that's going to be the frustrating part. So now we have to somehow move on for this to 9:30 a.m. Sunday morning. Holstein Kiel, bottom of the Bundesliga. Frankfurt having a away day there. Is this in your opinion, more likely to be a trap game? No pun intended here. For and the lads, or does Holstein Kiel need to make all the arrangements for their eventual demise due to a pissed off Adler side?
Well, two parts to that. First part, it's not all doom and gloom. Like I alluded to earlier, and for those that aren't aware, the new Europa League is a single table.
Right.
And we play 8 games in it. So it's not the old 3-team, 6-match situation. This is a scenario where, for as much of a letdown as that was, scoring 3 goals in the first match of this stage, we're still 9th in the table, and we're still in play. I'm not too worried about that. In the bigger picture, it's not a bad result. It's the letdown of allowing those 2 goals and the momentum it carries. And,
Right. And
when we were
doing it
up
at
3-1, during our Discord chat, when it was 3-1, we were, talking about how we're going to crush them. It's going to be 7-0. And, all this stuff against Kiel was just going to be, I feel bad for them because we're going to take it to them and keep the momentum going. Now I'm a little bit concerned.
That's also our
always
lesson.
Been an issue.
That's also our lesson, I suppose, learning. It's like, don't look too far ahead.
When you're a fan of this club, you cannot look 10 minutes ahead, let alone 10 days ahead.
And unfortunately, we keep doing that to ourselves, week out.
Here's the thing.
Pain. We like pain. We're sufferers for pain.
We're still the better side. Between us and Holstein Kiel, we're still the better side. And we're still scoring a good amount of goals, and we're going to be in a position to win that match. We play like shit in small stadiums. We play like shit against the bottom third of the table. So, and we always play terrible coming out of emotional European matches. So I have a lot of concerns about it. But at the same time, if this group continues to grow like they have so far in the first month, they'll take this as a learning experience. I have no idea what to expect. I could see us going out and losing 2-0. I could see us going out and winning 5-1.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, to me, I'll take the 3. I want a great performance, but I want 3 points in Kiel. A professional, regardless of, that's the key thing here. And then I'm looking in. So obviously, I know we have Slavia Praha down the way, not there, but our next Europa League match day. So we have Kiel away on Sunday, this coming Sunday, and then Thursday, October 3rd, we're away to Besiktas in Istanbul, and then a couple of days later, we host Bayern Munich, and then after Bayern Munich, we have Bayer Leverkusen, first game back out of the break. So,
God, that's a gauntlet.
That's a gauntlet. Now, if this was last year's Eintracht Frankfurt side, they beat Bayern 5-1, but they struggled in other parts of those gauntlets. This time now, I think they responded well after the Dortmund game didn't go their way. They had moments in the match. They had the game plan for the most part right until Chaibi missed that chance. Then Dortmund makes a sub, 2 goals, wheels fall off, and you don't live there. This is kind of something similar to that, what we witnessed today. A little bit more self-inflicted, though, than what happened in Dortmund. So now you get through all of that. You got Bayern at home. You got Leverkusen after the international break. I think now it's like, use Sunday to get it right as much as you can. And we now know as supporters, and they now know, guys, you can't light it up during the match. You need to see the match out.
Yep.
Otherwise, we're going to witness this shit multiple times this year. And that ruins all the good fun vibes us here in this great mid-end state are feeling due to our local right now. So, yeah.
Let me say this. We're sitting 4th in the Bundesliga. Our schedule has been reasonable to this point. It's going to get tougher. Yeah. I've believed all year, and I mean, we're 6 weeks into it, but I believe for a while now that our route to Champions League, which I think this group can get to, does not go through Europa League. We did that once. It's exhausting, and it exhausts you in other competitions. When we won Europa League, we finished 11th in the Bundesliga back in the 21-22 year. So I really believe the Bundesliga is the route to qualify this year. And if we can find the mental fortitude to keep those 2 competitions separate and not let there be a hangover or carryover effect from today into the match on Sunday, I'll feel okay. come out against Holstein Kiel, take care of business like you should. Give me a 3-1, a 2-0 kind of victory, and I'll feel confident that these guys learn from the experience.
One clean sheet so far this year for Eintracht Frankfurt's side, and that was the 2-0 this past weekend against Mönchengladbach, which Mönchengladbach could have had a couple moments where they could have scored. One went off the post, Rocco Wright's strike. So I think,
and they've been hit or miss. That's the thing. Like Mönchengladbach, for some of us that had them up there in the table and being more competitive this year, they've really struggled. Only one win in their first 4 matches. So it's a situation where, like, I felt the way we played against them was really good, but also I didn't want to try to take too much from it because we don't really know what they are yet. But we know who Bayern is. We know who Leverkusen is. And with them coming up in league play, it's critical that we take all 3 against Kiel this weekend.
Yeah. And whatever you do when you go into Istanbul against Besiktas, get the job done as much as you can. I mean, that's going to be a difficult place to play. I think that's going to be something like what we witnessed in today at home can definitely happen. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened against Besiktas just because of how, Turkish crowds, man, that shit gets wild, to say the least, one way or another. All right. I think we've covered enough about all this because I'm sure if I go too much on here, the video size is going to make Nathan want to pull his hair out. So we got all that done. 3-3, unfortunately, between Eintracht Frankfurt and Viktoria Plzeň today. Reminder to self, Slavia Praha, we don't play until November 7th. So for anything on there, moment of the day. At least we got the Gritty Tigers here in Michigan today.
You know what else we have, Garrett?
Yeah, what else we got?
We got the fucking Lions.
You need to get a black coaster for Monday night.
I'm wearing a black shirt Monday night. It's the best I can do.
My Black Lions starter long sleeve T-shirt arrived at home today. I can't wait to wash that. Motherfuckers, we color coordinate based off what the Lions
Detroit is back.
Detroit is so back. Hey, fun factoid. So you're going to love this for how fast time goes. So the Lions have the Monday night a few days from now on September 30th. Provided we don't, prior to the Tigers get the job done, the next day starts their wild card 3 game. Thursday is the following week is the start of the Red Wings regular season.
I'm going to need a detox for the month of November because October might just kill me. We're suddenly hitting uncharted territory with teams being good for the first time in a long time. But, I would appreciate it if Eintracht Frankfurt would do their part. So I'm like one of those nervous sippers during the match. So like I'm sitting here, I finish the work stuff and I'm sitting back, enjoying a 3-1 lead. And all of a sudden it's 3-2 and I start the nervous sip, and the nervous sip is the worst habit in sport. And when it comes down to it, my teams are so on edge right now. Damn it. It's going to be a no drink November because October just might kill me.
It doesn't kill you, makes you stronger, right? Hopefully. Where can people find you at for all your internet takes, sport takes, fun takes? Remember, your Instagram is not the same as your Twitter and Discord.
Thank you. Well, you can probably find me at the bar the way things are going right now. But at C and the D 313 on all the socials, and then on Instagram at Chris and Monroe. And of course, halfpod.com, where you can stream all our stuff and find a link to our YouTube page for other exclusives like this one.
You can find me Twitter, Instagram, Discord at GM Comments. Eintracht Frankfurt Detroit is on Twitter at Detroit SKA. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe on this YouTube channel so you can see more of this stuff. One, maybe live, and open the door for some more content opportunities. Chris might be letting out some cool things, giveaways, tying to this like and subscribe drive that we're doing. So Discord folk, also be on the lookout for that too. Because if you think we're happy in fire, that Discord right now is lit. So for Chris in the middle of this Michigan, Garrett here in Detroit at work, we're signing off so I can get out of here. And then enjoy the rest of this day. Tough day today. We get back at it Sunday. Forza SKA. Tschüss.